You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet to get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. Try to run this play in the alley.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. Text us, 865-658-5824. Joined alongside a room full of heroes here. We got Tim live in Green Bay. We got Jacob the Beard in-house tonight. Good to see you, buddy. And we got Emilio, who took a very important phone call just a second ago. So he'll be with us in a second. He's taking care of business. You can see it. Was that Home Depot, Emilio?
They are on the line, man. They're asking questions about the advertisement here.
The only question they need to be asking is where to send the check. That's it. That's all they need to know. They just need the address. Ron Sample says, "Return of the Beard." You love to see it. Jacob, how you doing tonight, man?
Hold on, wait till the beat drops. It's my favorite.
Oh,
boo. I'm doing good.
DJ.
There we go. Nice. All right, cool. Got it.
This is how Jacob drives home from work, right?
No,
on the freeway.
Whole way.
Bro,
Jacob rides the air with his hand for sure. He sits out the window like
I used to. When I was a kid, I used to do that all the time.
When you were a kid, Jacob, you put your hand out the window and let when it was raining real hard, felt like nails hitting the hand.
Yeah.
Best.
They call that stinging rain.
Upside down rain.
Big old fat rain.
We're off to a strong start here. There's no better. I know we had a couple screen grabs and stuff that you guys sent over to me. Jacob, we'll start with this before we get into the Edgerrin Cooper Chalk Talk. You sent this one over. I know I had listened to that entire podcast episode with Davante Adams. I think it was on The Rush, if I remember correctly. But this is a quote from Davante. We can't play the actual clip because there is some pretty colorful language, but they asked him, I think, about Jordan Love, and he said, "The kid is a effing baller, man. I don't regret what I did, but at the same time, it's definitely, you look back on it like, damn, that boy kind of balling right now." So sometimes the grass ain't always greener on the other side, right? And
you know what I think he's thinking right now?
What's that?
Since we're on the Forrest Gump theme, I think he's thinking, I may not be a smart man, but I wish I knew what love was.
And he crushed that. You crushed the accent. I love it.
Lieutenant Dan, Oscar.
Yeah. But, I mean, obviously you want to go back home and play. We've talked about it. We beat the dead horse, but I think it's cool to see Davante Adams noticing Jordan Love, right? And obviously we still got some Packer fans that don't believe. And you got people like Tay who, if anybody, it would be easy for him to try to justify him leaving Green Bay. He's acknowledging Jordan Love's a baller, man. He played really, really well there in the second half of the season, no doubt about that. Let's do this real quick. Screenshot here from Matt Schneiden. Packers rookie mini camp will be this Friday and Saturday. Open locker room, practice viewing, and LaFleur at the podium on Friday. So we're actually going to get some media availability for the players, for the rookies in there for mini camp. This has got to be an exciting time to get these guys in-house, right, in the building and studying under the coaches and all that good stuff. Get that first install of the playbook. Tim, I'm so freaking excited about this, man.
Me too, man. I might have to go over there and try and pull a big B and sneak in there.
Hey, you want to borrow my beard? I can send you.
There we go.
You never know.
There we go.
What do you think, Emilio? You ready for some rookie mini camp talk, bro?
I'm excited. Yes. Yes. That's all I need to say because I can't wait for those guys to get in there. just progress them, man. That's all it's about now moving forward. Is they're on our team. We have 4 years to get them better. Let's do everything we can to help make them better, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. What rookie reports are you looking forward to the most, Jacob, when it comes to rookie mini camp? Man, what rookie are you like? I want to hear. You want to hear positive on everyone, obviously, but what's the one rookie that you look back and go, or you try to look ahead and go, man, if he comes out and plays with his hair on fire his rookie year, that's going to be the best for the Green Bay Packers. What rookie do you think that is, man?
I mean, the boring answer is Morgan, because that means that the O-line just got solidified. Because if we can plug him wherever it may be, if he has a starting job, whether it's left tackle, right tackle, guard, that means that we probably have our best five. I'd like to see Monk / one of the other linemen. If one of the three linemen, I should just say that, if one of the three linemen is a starter, I think that's the most beneficial towards the team in the immediate as far as the offense goes. But I have to hope that Edgerrin Cooper, I think him, because there's no clear leader of our linebacking core. I think there's a clear standalone leader with Xavier in the safety room. There's a clear leader in the cornerback room with Jair. There's a clear leader on the defensive line with Gary. That linebacker room just kind of seems like we're, kind of the island of misfit toys. Nobody's quite sure what to do, who's in charge, what the rankings are. So
Clay Walker, baby.
In that same vein, I want to see Tyron Hooper too, because a lot of people think that he's kind of the odd man out, the black sheep or whatever. Like, I think he could be crazy beneficial to this team in the right position, even if it's just special teams right away for the first year. But after I watched all these dudes, like, I'll say it, we have a theme. They were just downhill, absolute ball hawks that just want to go throw a human missile at something. And it's awesome. Even like Oladapo. And then, Evan Williams, I want him on certain blitz packages. The guy has his pass rush grade is a 90. You know what I mean? Like, let him fly. Let's go.
Definitely. Dave in the chat says, what do you guys think about Morgan left tackle, Monk left guard, Jenkins center, and Tom at right tackle? Just find a right guard. I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I feel like center is the second most important position on the offensive line, only behind left tackle. So I would love to see Elton Jenkins kick the center. That would, to me, leave Tom at right tackle, let Jordan Morgan and Rasheed Walker battle for left tackle. You put Elton Jenkins at center, and you try to maybe have Sean Ryan, Jacob Monk, and a couple of the other interior guys kind of battle for those guard spots. To me, that's the way I would do it. But there's got to be a reason that Matt LaFleur sees Elton Jenkins as so valuable at left guard in this scheme, right? There's something that they like to do running left. I'm sure that it's really important for Elton Jenkins to be at left guard, but I can't disagree with you, Dave. I think that would be absolutely awesome to put Elton Jenkins at center. Now, I think the way it sits right now, they'll probably leave Myers at center, but next year, if they don't get Myers on a discount deal, he's going to test free agency, and then maybe you see Elton Jenkins kick to center. I would much rather Elton go from left guard to center than Tom go from right tackle to center. That's for sure. So that's kind of the way I see that. Now, I don't want to be that guy who puts a title on a YouTube video and here on Twitter and then not actually do what we said we're going to do, because there's nothing more frustrating as a podcast listener than you see a title like, oh, yeah, I got to hear this. And you get it like literally Green Bay Packers talk. You going in their first 20 minutes is them talking about basketball. I want to shoot somebody. Like, I want to lose my freaking mind when I hear that. So we're going to get right into the Chalk Talk segment. You guys ready to break down some Edgerrin Cooper?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, she said.
Yes.
All right, you guys just confirm you can see this all right? We're good? All right, awesome. Let's just get right into it, man. This was a fun watch. And again, I didn't go and try to find all 22. I didn't go try to find box cam tape. This is just more or less a highlight reel, and we're just going to kind of identify where he's lining up and what he's doing really well here. Obviously, this game here was Texas A&M against Alabama. They had a 7-point lead in the third quarter, pretty much the opening drive of the second half. It was a 1st and 10 play. Bama was in Texas A&M territory. Now, I want you to focus on the fronts too. This would be a good teaching point for us to try to learn, okay, what kind of fronts are they running, right? And I could try to describe to you guys. We ain't going to go too in-depth, but to give you an idea of, okay, what is a front? When you talk about a defensive front, right, you've got it. We're switching to a 4-3, and we're going to be in a nickel 4-2-5 the large majority of the time, unless they try to get really crazy with some kind of 3-3-5 cub or maybe an okie look. But you basically got an under, an over, an even, an odd, and a jam. Okay, a jam is primarily when you run a 34 base, you get a lot of jam fronts. Okay, a jam front is real simple. It's the top of an odd front where both guards are covered up without gaps, and the edges are essentially covered, making it a 5-down lineman look. Okay, now right here, this looks like a 5-down lineman look, but you'll notice Edgerrin Cooper creeped up on the edge here, so he's kind of playing that wide 9. Now, I referred to him as a will here. Some may see it as a mock. The problem we have with watching the college tape is we don't know who these guys are. That could be the tight end. If that's the tight end, then that's technically the strong side of the formation, which would make him the mock. And the reason I say mock is because they're in a nickel set. When you're in a nickel set, you don't have a Sam. You've got a mock and a will. At least predominantly that's the way I've understood it. Okay, so in this case, if that is the tight end, then he will be the mock. And notice he's on the line of scrimmage here. But when you look at the front, you got on the weak side of the formation. Let's say that the strong side is at the bottom, and this whole wheel setup is wrong here, right? Then you've got a 1 tech on the weak side. It's essentially what the difference between an under and an over is. The under is shaded away from the strong side of the formation. The over is shaded to the strong side of the formation. That's how you determine basically what kind of front you're running. Okay, and the reason this is important is because your fronts are communicated on the defensive side of the ball with coding, right? And essentially what you've got is 20s are under front, 50s are over front, 30s are odd front, 40s are even front, okay? So now then you take it to the next level and you go, okay, if the Sam's on the ball, the second number is going to be a 5. If the Will's on the ball, the second number is going to be a 7. If the all backers are on the ball, it's going to be a 9. And then the backers walk up on both edges is a 3. So essentially, if you've got like in this situation right here, to me, it looks like they're shaded to the strong side. So that would be an over front, which would trigger the 50 number. Okay. And then you've got what essentially right here would be your Sam technically in this situation would be on the line of scrimmage. That's what makes it such a unique set here. You can get lost in this terminology. If the Sam is on the line, it would be a 5. So right there, you'd be looking at an over front with the Sam on the ball. So that'd be a 55 front. So the defense will communicate to each other 55 front. Now, again, that stuff isn't that important for breaking down individual tape, but I just want to kind of point out the importance of fronts. And we're going to really key in on that in the first half of the season with Jeff Hafley and exactly what kind of fronts he shows here as we get into the NFL season. But nonetheless, I listed Will. I could see people saying mock. If we do say Will, because the strong side of the formation, there's obviously 2 targets up here. If this guy is not a tight end, then it's kind of an even look. You go with the offset of the running back, making it the strong side of the formation. That's how I came up with him potentially being the Will right here. This is a wide 9 blitz. We're going to roll it in 50%. Look at this get off. This is just scheme is what this is.
Clayton, when you get a second, Ron Sanville had a question up on the screen. He's just simply asking, what does a wide 9 mean?
Oh, wide 9. Great question. So in a wide 9 look, Tim, can you pop that graphic up on the screen for me since I've got this pulled up? It should overlay it. Yeah, there you go. Boom. So when we say wide 9, notice the numbers on top here. Okay, the numbers is defensive lineman technique. Those numbers up top, if you're lined up over top of an offensive lineman even, then you're going to get even numbers. So if you're directly over the center, that's what we call a 0 tech. If you're directly over one of the guards, that's called a 2 tech. Directly over the tackles is called a 4 tech. Okay, directly over the Y, which is the tight end, is a 6 tech. On the outside shoulder of each of those positions are the odd numbers, okay? So if you go to the outside shoulder of the Y, look on the far right side of the screen, that's a 7 tech. He's on the outside shoulder of the Y. Now, imagine there's another tight end there. You would go 8 and then what we refer to as wide 9. So wide 9 is just a way for the defense to communicate, really the offense to communicate it as well. You can drop that down now, Tim. It's a way for them to communicate and talk about where they're lined up at. So essentially, if you had a tight end here, right, and then you had a second tight end, let me make it a little smaller here. That's what she said. If you put a tight end here and then another tight end here, right, notice Edgerrin Cooper is going to be in a wide 9. He's on the outside shoulder of that second tight end. So hopefully that answers
right there, right about there. Yep.
Exactly right. So that's what we mean by a wide 9. So they walked him up from the stack backer position, and what they essentially did was created a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man front. Okay. And again, what me and Emilio uncovered is they ran a lot of 3-3-5, like a hybrid type defense, right, Emilio? And what that means is basically you've got 3 down linemen, right? And notice these guys are standing. So you play the majority of the time with that nickel hybrid defense with 3 down linemen. All right. Now, some people look at that and go, okay, who cares? That guy's a pass rusher, right? Exactly. That's why you're splitting hairs. That's why it's like, does it really matter? You know what I'm saying? So you can get lost in that stuff for sure. But again, this is a Will Widenine blitz, and he just annihilates Jalen Milrose, and again causes the fumble. This is scheme. Let's don't sit here and pretend like he did anything like, whoa, he beat the defense. This was schemed up perfect. They seen something on tape that maybe when they flex the Y in that slot on the left there, right, maybe it frees them up to not be as strong in the pass pro on the left
side. But on top of that, Clayton, I'm happy it was schemed up for him. My man did not miss the opportunity, to make a play though, right? Sometimes people it's so open that he blew it. He didn't make that mistake, right?
Yeah, not at all, man. I mean, just absolutely crushes Jalen Milrose here. And again, totally legal. I kind of like the face mask in the back of the shoulder too.
Right.
That throwing arm, you know what I mean? That doesn't feel good tomorrow morning. I promise you that, man. So there you go. That's just kind of that's how you seen them blitzing. Now, this is a really cool look here. To me, this would technically be, when you look at the strong side of the formation, let's try to identify where he's playing. So you've got this motion who's going to settle in up here, right? So essentially, I'm pretty sure the way this body looks, this is probably the tight end right here. So I would definitely go strong left here. If it's not a tight end and it's 4 wide receivers and they're just big-bodied receivers, then that's going to make it strong anyway with the T being on that side. So if that's strong side, right, technically you would think, okay, well, that means strong side Sam, right? Again, keep in mind, when you're in a nickel set, there is no Sam. There's only a Mike and a Will. The Will is always on the weak side opposite the strong side of the formation. That makes the other side the Mike, okay? So he's kind of playing Mike right here as we roll it forward. Check this out. So it's basically T-man. Now, I think there's a little match principle going on here, but basically what he's looking to do is he's looking to man up on the T, but with this motion, he knows his guys are this quick motion here, right? Some people call it cheat motion. He knows these guys, the rest of the defense is going to be a little bit out of place. This guy's manned up right here, right? And look how big this tight end receiver is right here, man. I mean, my goodness. But so what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to work through and deter him from, going to him real quick. And then he's going to key in. He's going to kind of play through this guy to get to his T. All right. So again, it's T-man coverage. Watch how they try to pick. What they're going to do here is they're going to try to pick him and free up this running back. Okay, so watch him fight through him being Edgerrin Cooper in the red circle. Watch him fight through this pick right here. Look at this. Just a little whoop. And bang.
Oh.
We ain't seen hits like that in a while in Green Bay, have we, fellas?
Right.
Nope.
We need someone to bring that thunder.
Yeah, look at this right here, man. It's a great angle. Watch the coach point at his head like, that's helmet to helmet. Look at him in the back.
Nah.
His teammates are like, dang, man, someone get this man a water.
All right, hate it for you, bub. All right, so here's a little bit different look here. We got a cover 3 spinner, and he's going to be in like that mid-hook zone, okay? Now, notice here too, with us not knowing Texas A&M's personnel completely, this could be a safety. It could be a hybrid linebacker. We don't know. Nonetheless, though, he's firing, right? So your blitz package is going 1, 2, 3, 4. You're bringing 5, okay? And in cover 3 spinner, this safety spins down. He drops back in a hook. Deep, deep, deep is how that works. Cover 3, 1, 2, 3 deep, right? 2 underneath with the safety spinning, and you're bringing a 5-man pressure, okay? Watch him play this hook zone right here. He's prepared to play the hook zone. He's in the red circle. They're going to try a swing pass here. And watch him right here. He's going to kind of a little jab step. He's back. Swing pass comes out on time. They read the blitz. Look at our boy finish this play. Bang. Hey, if he brings the thunder, don't he, dude?
He does. And like you said, that first step, like he takes maybe just – Amelia, what did we call that? The cornerbacks call it? Is it the jab step or the drop step?
Yeah, I call it like the back step.
Yeah.
He doesn't take a really exaggerated back step. Is that where you're going with it?
He seems like, and I remember for some reason I was watching Deion Sanders, and he doesn't allow his D-backs to do that, or he does it like a very gradual one, but like he seems to have such a great first reaction. And even if it's the opposite way of where he first reads it, his like reaction time, and then he picks the angle. And I've said it, he just seems like he doesn't need to even shed blocks. He evades blocks. But if he does get engaged with the block, he's good at block shedding. And then, when you finally get to the point where he's actually making the hit, I do want him to wrap up a little more. I don't think in the NFL you can just throw the shoulder down and hit stick these dudes. But he, like Greg just said, he's a thumper. And all these guys are thumpers that we got in this draft. It's going to elevate the game, I swear.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, man. So here you got Texas A&M leading by 3 points over LSU in the third quarter. LSU is going to come out in a strong left look. Okay, so they're in a gun. You see their tight end over here kind of playing that wing. You get the running back T on the same side, right? So with that being said, this is strong left in this set, right? You got your boundary X down here. So with it being a strong left, right? So where is our boy lined up? You got two linebackers. There's your Mike, strong side. There is your Will. So in this play right here, he's playing Will. Watch how patient he is in playing this run. How many times we've seen our backers get kind of pulled up and kind of washed out in the traffic. Watch how patient he is, and he looks for the hole like a running back. Watch this. Stop, shoot, bang. And it sounds so silly, but it's subtle. But this right here is huge because it'd be real easy right here. You see the running backs getting the ball, just try to shoot up in here, and you get washed out. And Tim, we've seen it 1,000 times. All of a sudden, there's a gap right here, and he's gone, right? Yep. In this case, what's Edgerrin Cooper? Stop.
Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510 Whiskey declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Read it out. Let everybody get in their spot. Know your run gap assignment, and make the play. Nothing flashy, just good schematics right there.
And a great little sidestep to take the right angle, like Jacob's talking about. Arriving at that confrontation in the right spot is key.
Absolutely, man. He seemed to play really, really smart last year, and you don't see that in 2022.
Right, that stop step, Clayton, is so fast. Yeah, it looks like it's a long time when you pause it, but in reality, he's still chopping his feet. Basically,
he's still moving. Yeah.
Watch it 100% just to see how quick it is. Boom, gone.
See, and it's funny because 33rd team had run reads as one of his weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And when you look here, it looks like he's reading a run pretty darn good to me.
Absolutely. Right. And again, this is highlights. So, we're getting the best of the best. Mm-hmm. This isn't the negative tape. I don't understand the people who want to comb through the negative tape. Let's just make ourselves depressed for an hour. Just go through all the bad tape. I don't know. Get that. And again, Ryan kind of mentioned on his pod, GMs don't see it that way. Bill Belichick, famous quote by Bill Belichick. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Jim Schwartz talked about it back in their Cleveland days. He said he got so mad because the scouting reports are just negative. And Bill was like, I don't care what they can't do. Tell me what they can do. Like, how can they help the team? That's what's most important, right? rather than just harping on, well, he can't do this, he can't do that. What can he do to help the organization? That's what's going to determine whether we take him or not.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I just love the way Edgerrin Cooper playing a run here. He was a demon last year, man. There's no doubt about it. Fired up. He's a spark plug of that defense as well. Let's move on to the next play here and see what we got. All right. So here we are against New Mexico. Obviously not the greatest of talent. Texas A&M is absolutely boat racing them 35-7. What we're going to show here, he's playing Mike in this situation. Remember how we just seen him as a will, guys? You're seeing several snaps here where he's actually playing Mike, right? So, again, if you kind of look at the way they're lined up, you're going to go strong right here, okay? Strong right. Notice how the majority of the body's over here. You've actually got the wing on that side as well. That would make him the Mike. This is the will, all right? So he's playing Mike right here. Watch this start, stop, shoot, okay?
Can I ask a question, Clayton?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So that if you drop down below him 2 players, is that not another linebacker there? Is it 25 or 35 you see?
To me, it looks like a DB, but I could be wrong. Now, keep in mind the personnel they're in, right? They're definitely in a 21 look, right? So they got a tight end. It looks like actually like an elephant tight end too, like a big boy tight end. You got kind of an H-back / hybrid tight end right there. So you're in a 21 personnel here, right? 2 running backs, 1 tight end. So this could be their base right here. If that's the case, then he would be considered the Sam. That's the problem, is us not knowing what the personnel is, right? Now, what me and Emilio read was they love to play a lot of 3-3-5 there, at least last year toward the latter part of the year. In this case, you've got 4 down linemen, and you've got a Sam on the line of scrimmage here, okay? So if we were to walk it back again here and look how they line up, all right, the reason he would be the Mike in this situation, in my opinion, I guess what you're suggesting, Jacob, is they might have a 4-4 defense here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could be wrong. I'm not a Texas A&M enthusiast, but I don't think they ran a 4-4 defense there. So in their base personnel, it was probably more of a 4-3 look, right? So you had the 4 down linemen, okay? And this is a good way to kind of go back to the numerical system. We don't want to spend too much time on it, but if you go back to the numerical system, first of all, where is the defensive line lined up? Okay. To me, it looks like the guards are pretty well covered up here, right? So that would be somewhat of an odd front, is what you would call that.
Yeah, or actually, J. Cole in the chat there. Yeah, I was just going to suggest that.
Bulkier safety there, kind of.
Yeah. They dropped a safety down. It looks like they're in single high.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking it is, your 4 down linemen are shaded away, right? So if you call this an under look, right? So it'd be a 4-3 under. Here are your 3 linebackers, right? So a 4-3 under with your Sam backer. Who's the Sam backer? Strong side of the formation. There's your Sam backer, right? So a 4-3 under with the Sam on the line of scrimmage. So if you go to the numerical system, what's an under front? Okay. The under front is the 20s. If you got the Sam on the ball, you add a 5. So that'd be a 25 front is what you would call that. But nonetheless, Will backer, Sam backer, Mike. There he is once again in a base 4-3 playing Mike. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool. So let's watch this. Watch this start, stop, shoot. Start, stop, shoot.
That is great.
It still ends up in the backfield 3 yards deep.
Seriously, watch this start, stop. It's so subtle, but look. Jump over a gap, start, stop, strafe it up, let's go. Bang.
Oh.
Telling you, dude. He couldn't have been any better last year. If he had put the same tape out in 2022, this dude would have been a slam dunk first round pick, no doubt about it, with all the athletic ability. But all right, let's see here. Next clip. Well, we got a bunch to get to. We're never going to get this in an hour. I'll try to go rapid fire here. Okay. So right here, we've got him lined up as the will. Let's identify the strong side of the formation. See all these bodies over here, right? Strong left. Okay. If you try to sift this whole thing out, there's bodies all around the line of scrimmage. I feel like he's playing will right here. Okay. And watch how he's backside aggressive here. And you guys know when we talk about the 4-3 linebackers in the Pete Carroll coaching tree, which should be the Robert Saleh / Jeff Hafley approach at the pro level, that weak side backer, that will backer, is the most athletic guy on the field. It's so he can track down cutback runs and work half of the field. Watch him work the backside with this aggressiveness right here. Look at him jump in here. Like that right there, man. Again, how many times have we seen our linebackers just kind of sit back, right? Okay, we'll protect your contain, protect your gap for a cutback. He's wasting no time. He identifies it. They're doing just a little inside run here. He wastes no time. Watch him cut the block down. Bang.
I mean, he's almost there before the exchange is made. Like he's there right as the ball's handed off. That's incredible.
Look at how much he's moved. Now the quarterback's got the ball, and look how much of a jump he's already gotten. Right? And again, that guy tried to hook him too. The tackle was like, oh, crap.
That's what Jacob's talking about, though. He just slips the defender. It's like he like refuses to be blocked.
Right. Now, he put some really good stuff.
He can't block. But he can tackle.
Exactly right. Oh, man. Let's see what we got here next. We'll go rapid fire now. We'll speed this thing up. We'll try not to talk too much. I want to get through all of them because there's some good shots here. All right, so right here we got a Will A-gap mug. This is that Sugar Spy we were talking about. What we talk about Sugar Spy. He's in this A-gap. When we talk about mugging, he's mugging the A-gap. When you're setting the protection, you get this look right here. As an offense, you've got to set the protection so everyone's blocked, right? So you got to be thinking bang, bang. Center's got to be ready for Edgerrin Cooper. Left guard here, left tackle there. If you get a free runner on some kind of dog blitz, that's on the QB. The QB's got to pick him up and know where his hot is, right? So just with him mugging the A-gap right here, that's what we call a sugar spy, okay? And the reason it's a sugar spy, it's not a touch spy. If it was a touch spy, he would engage with the center, then drop it back in a spy. He's just simply sugaring the A-gap. He's mugging the A-gap, making them think, okay, he may blitz, the center's got to be occupied. You're taking the center out of the play, and now you're spying the QB. It's all about hat count. It's all a numbers game. Watch him right here. A little sugar spy, a little jab. See how the center had to freeze? Awesome. And look at this. All over the screen. I mean, you can't read a screen pass any better than that. You could tell he was supposed to be a spy. So he sets back right here. He sees the guard pull out, wastes no time. Let's get to the screen pass. Bang. Ball out, too, by the way. Caused a fumble, and Texas A&M recovered.
We keep seeing that with him, man. That ball just keeps popping out every time he makes contact.
Yep. I was going to say that. It's like every single player, like, wait a minute, the ball's out again. What?
Yeah. It reminds me of Kalen King, right? Every time he gets up, staring the dude down that he just absolutely smacked or stopped, right?
Look at this big boy right here. This was me telling Amelia, hey, we got more cannolis downstairs. Come on, man. Let's go.
Dude, I was gone.
I was just going to make a cannoli joke. I really don't understand how that – we've been hanging out too much.
Exactly. Right here, I put Will question mark because I'm not 100% sure. And the reason being is you got kind of a balanced look here. You got a couple wing tight ends, right? So it's really a neat little pistol formation that they did. Obviously, pistol is when the quarterback's in somewhat of a shotgun set and the running back's directly behind him. It's really hard to play run defense against that because they could go stretch either side. They could stretch here, they could stretch here. So when you got that balanced pistol look, a little bit more difficult to play the run. But basically, I would consider him, I guess, the will. By default, you would go strong side away from the boundary X. You would say, okay, that's the strong side of the formation. But some people would disagree. That's okay. But if he is listed as a will, what's his stretch awareness? It's funny I just said that, and they are running a stretch play. He's going to go speed to leverage here. And what I mean by that, he's going to use his athletic ability to get in position to beat the lead block on the stretch and grab leverage on the outside. Watch this. No wasted motion, reads the stretch. Look at him dip.
Look, see,
right? See how he dips? You know how many backers would try to smack that guard and try to fight through that? He knows I've got a half a step on him. Let me just dip right under this dude. Bang, make the play.
Dipped in front of him, nonetheless. I mean, you can dip underneath, right off his back hip. No, bro. Either that or you're blocking the back.
Exactly. He plays with, and you see this with Javon Bullard too. We got that one ready to go here in a few days. We'll hit Javon Bullard Chalk Talk. He plays the run game with a lot of leverage too. He doesn't try to muscle his way through blocks. He uses his athleticism to get his body in position. Like you said, Emilio, you torque your body just enough. You got the athletic ability to continue momentum. The only thing they can do is block you in the back. Right. And that's a flag. So, all right, here we are now against Ole Miss, a number 10 team in the country. Will, if the slot is a linebacker, right? And we don't know the personnel here. This dude looks like a big boy. Could be a linebacker, could be a hybrid safety. Let's don't get lost in that. So if it's dime, he's a Mike. So if this guy is a safety, then that means our boy is a Mike right here. They kind of look like a little bit of a set. We talked about this the other day, if you remember. So I think they did play a little dime. This is what we call a green dog blitz. On a green dog, he is man up on the running back. All right. If the running back goes out in the pass route, then he's going to follow him. He's going to chase him because it's man coverage. If this running back kicks up and pass protects, now what we call a green dog blitz is if he stays in the block, we're going to match him and we're just going to rush after the quarterback. All right. So you'll notice a little bit hesitant right here. He sees him blocking. All right, green dog, baby, let's do this. We're going to beat him right through there, blow the pocket up completely, and then help finish the play. You see that athletic ability, Jacob?
Yeah, he's just a disruptor. Like in his head right there, he goes, well, if I can't get to him, I'm going to throw my body into the position where at least somebody else breaks free because I don't care. Like,
that's it.
It's awesome. That's what I want to see, man. Hair on fire. Just,
yeah. And again,
gas,
it all starts right here, man. When he sees a running back stay, all right, green dog. See how he's kind of hesitant? Like, all right, which way is he going?
Right.
And, it's a green dog, baby. Let's get it.
But he's still moving, though. It's like Emilio was saying, there's no wasted time. He's not standing still.
You played that in slow motion, and I swear he just flashed there.
Yeah.
Like everybody else was moving on
50%.
Moving in quicksand.
Yep.
Boom.
And the best part, watch him bend back and grab the legs and break him down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome, man. All right, next play. Got to get the celebrations in here, too. They're fired up. Yeah, here's a great angle. Watch this. See him kind of key on the running back? He sees that running back flat-footed. Oh, let's get it, boys.
That's my man. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, look at that.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, next play. Look how far off he's playing here. They're going to go strong left, T weak, slip screen. I think he's playing Mike here personally because to me it does look like it's probably a nickel set. And with him being on the strong side, that would by default make him Mike and the other guy will. But Mike off beats the wide receiver, the tackle, and the guard. Okay, this is a slip screen. We seen this on the other night, right, Emilio?
I got excited about this one.
So on a slip screen, right, this running back's going to get in here and try to get out on a screen pass, right? You're going to see 3 blockers come up here. I think you had a guard, and I think you had a tight end as well. 3 guys to block Edgerrin Cooper, all right, because he's the first guy to the point of attack. Watch him fight through these 3 blockers. And again, he didn't try to use muscle. He uses leverage and quickness. Watch this. Look, 3 guys here. Whoop, miss you, 3, back, grab the ankle.
Wow.
3 blockers, bro.
Wow.
And I was wrong. That wasn't a tight end. That was actually 2 linemen he beat there. So
the first guy was the wide receiver, and then it was the wide receiver just gave up. He said, "Oh man, I got burned. Let me go find somebody so I don't get roasted."
Yeah,
that's absolutely awesome, man. And then the trip up. The thing I'm noticing too about his tackling ability, and again, like you said about the big hits, Jacob, it's going to be hard to tackle at the NFL level. But he's got a long. It seems like he's got a big wingspan, right? And he can make some of these reach tackles.
Look at that. Oof.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Absolutely awesome, man.
Dog.
Like that's the kind of play, and he seems like he make these a lot where it's obviously freak athletic ability, but his mind has to tell his body to do those things. So he's diagnosing that cutback as he's like intertwining between blocks. I mean, like he's football IQ off the charts, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Right here, this is a really cool set because it looks to me like a 12 strong, right? All right. And he's playing Mike. Watch him gap fill right here. Remember, we talk about gap destroyer in the Pete Carroll defense. If you play Mike, it's a gap destroyer. You got to be able to play sideline to sideline. We think he can do that with the athletic ability. Again, I'm not saying Quay Walker is not going to be the Mike. I'm simply showing you there were many times where he played Mike, where Edgerrin Cooper played Mike for Texas A&M. But watch him destroy this gap right here. Watch him fill the gap. And again, this is just selfless football right here. Reads the run, start, stop. Here we go. Let's just get in there and fill that gap as quick as possible. I'm telling you, we haven't seen that in Green Bay. There's no hesitation here. Now, here's the beautiful thing. We're out of the 34 defense down to 4-3. These are all one gap assignments, so you can be more aggressive in that regard, right? But again, just filling his way through. Notice that running back, too. The running back's got all the momentum right there.
Yeah.
And he stops him cold, bro. So, nice little gap filler there. Got a couple guys squabbing at the bottom. You love to see it.
I know we're on a time crunch, but real synopsis quick. Ben Holden says, "Why didn't Cooper go in the first round?" Clayton, do you have an easy answer for that? It just wasn't a high linebacker class.
Man,
It's so
why didn't you go in the first round?
14 offensive people went.
Yeah, thank you.
That's probably the easiest answer to give. But if you're saying, why didn't he go in the first round? Is he not a first round talent at linebacker? He was the top linebacker taken off the board, right? So you gotta kind of resort back to what Emilio said there. Now, if you're asking me what's the negative aspect of his game, he's only done this 1 year. The previous 2 years, he wasn't a great linebacker. Last year, I think he was the best linebacker in college football. PFF, I think they had him graded second, I believe, if I remember correctly. But this past year, absolutely awesome. If you go to the year before and the year before that, he didn't play this fast. It's like something clicked, right? And again, people say, well, I need more. That's why he was a little lower on my board. Again, he wasn't my top linebacker. But we know how Brian Gutekunst and even Ted Thompson love their athletic traits, right? Those traits. Think Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews, if you had told me the Packers are going to trade up for Clay Matthews his junior year in college, I would have said, you're smoking crack. Because he came on as a special teams player. He was skinny as a rail. He beefed up, worked himself into that elephant end spot at USC. Next thing you know, Ted's climbing up because he's got traits. Right? So right here, you've got a little 7 tech. Remember what we talked about the tech, right? So imagine there's a tight end right here. He would be on the outside shoulder of the tight end. So a little 7 tech, he's going to do another sugar spy. Watch him start, stop, shoot once again here. All right, so what's a sugar spy? Occupy the tackle. Now we're just spying Milrose here.
Man, I love that.
Yeah, and you're going to see that, man, especially with like Caleb Williams in Chicago, right, who loves to scramble. And again, look at him chase Milrose down. This isn't – people say, oh, what a stupid mistake by Milrose. I agree, but at the same time, Milrose ran away from this kind of pressure all year long. Yep. It's just rare that you face someone like Edgerrin Cooper who's got this kind of speed.
This reminds me of Van Ness on Fields in week 1 in Chicago.
Exactly.
Dude turned 10 yards into 2 yards in like a second.
Mm-hmm. Again, closing speed, man.
Yeah.
No hesitation. Start, stop. That sugar.
He didn't even have a chance to throw it. He thought about throwing it and goes, maybe I can get by. Never mind.
Dude, it's like a 6-yard loss. It's incredible.
Look at my boy fired up right here. Looks like Emilio on a Saturday night in the club. Look at it.
That's Emilio for sure, dude. Yeah. Real quick here, guys. We got 350 plus watching. Go ahead and hit that like, hit that share. Just saying, subscribe. Check it out.
Yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out with us. So right here, you got a little Will Blitz. Watch, he's going to show press. Right? If you get this look as a quarterback, if you peek out here, you're going, dang, so he's going to jam him at the line, right? That's kind of what it looks like. See how he's squared up? Watch him disguise this Will Blitz. As soon as the ball snapped, he's gone. Nice. Look at the running back's like, what in the world? Watch him throw his hands up. Did you see it? Look at the running back. That's the look you're looking for right there. Who the hell was that? What was this? Again, watch him beat him off the edge.
With that little turn, he just gave him a little half swim right at the snap and just slipped them.
Notice his tackling ability too. Like, I know they're not perfect form tackles, but that wingspan really helps. The way he grabs with extended arms and wraps guys up.
Deadfish shared in the chat. He's got 34-inch arms. So
Let's go. So there you go. Another, like I said, a little Will Blitz right here. You got a power right there in a 3-3-5. I think he's playing mock right here. Watch him sift and destroy right here. Watch him sift through all the trash and make the play. I mean, look how bunched up everything is right here. You got a little bit wider split on the bottom of the screen. But watch him right here. Watch him sift through this. Just read it like a running back.
Wow.
And look at him. Look at him with that wingspan again. Give me that arm. Well, get your butt down, dude. Little gator roll. Huh? Love to see it.
That's awesome.
All right, we're at the 45-minute mark. We're going to keep on rolling here, fellas. We'll just kind of play it through one.
Strength.
Look at that. It's like, let me go.
Got that rug burn, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's a little 21 strong left look, right? I believe we got that right. Might be a little off here. Looks like he's playing mock to me here. And watch him read the stretch. It depends on if this is a safety or a backer. He could be playing Will here, right? But Watch him read the stretch. Again, what did we say earlier? Start, stop, shoot. Watch him. Start, get in your gap, stop, let's shoot it.
That's what she said.
Start, stop, shoot. Jan Livingston knows all about that. No more gold. No more gold.
You didn't hot.
All right.
Tan everywhere. Jan everywhere.
XOXO.
And there goes the viewers. All right, here we go. A little A-gap mug touch spy. Remember we talked about the sugar spy earlier? Watch this one. He's actually going to touch the offensive lineman to occupy him, and then he's going to spy the quarterback. Okay, again, this is a little A-gap mug touch spy. Watch him. Hands on him. Now we're spying. This is what he does so well. That quarterback's like, who the heck? Where did he come from? Little things. I'm telling you, that's gonna come in handy there with against Caleb Williams because he loves to scramble at the first. He usually don't get to his second or third read. He just likes to scramble. So I think having Edgerrin Cooper right next to Quay Walker. We seen Quay Walker do that. Remember that on Chalk Talk this year, Tim? We talked about him spying Justin Fields in Chicago. That was the play where he was talking trash to him when they got off the field when he got up. So I think that he'll fit right in there, and that'll free Quay up if he wants to play Will. He could do that. But right here, you got a strong left motion counter. Watch the patience. Just going to read it and shoot. Watch how patient he is. Patient. Let the garbage get out of the way. Let's shoot. Bang.
And they're still tackle for losses.
Yes. Yep. All right, next play.
Whole Miami's like, all right, just huddle back up, man. That's not going to work against this kid.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here's a little 7-tech TE, and they're going to go loop blitz. All right, so watch him. He's out there on the 7-tech. When we say a TE, it's a stunt, right? It's what they refer to as a game. That the defensive tackle is going to engage to allow the end to loop around, right? So basically what you're going to get here, if I can roll it back, you're going to get the interior defensive lineman is going to engage so we can come around. And if I remember correctly, I believe Edgerrin Cooper actually does that double loop.
It was a double loop because remember, look how far up that first defensive tackle is. And you can kind of tell the DN sitting back a little. He needed that extra half step.
Absolutely. So let's watch it here. Watch the D tackle again. We roll it back. I think I got it here. Yeah, this is going to be a TE, a little game with a loop blitz on the backside. Watch this. See him engage. Bang. Look at him stop. Oh, my God. We got to go slow motion. Watch this thing unfold.
Because the end takes the left guard out of the play with the first loop.
Yep.
And then Edgerrin has a free rush in between the left guard and the left tackle.
Look at that
all the way over on wide 9 right tackle side.
Look at the little extra gamesmanship here too, Emilio. Watch him. He really sells that rush.
Oh, I'm coming. No.
Gonna loop right off of it. Bang.
I was gonna say that. Did you notice that he over exaggerates that plant step? Like you watch even on his run reads on any kind of thing where he's diagnosing the play, he does that. He sells it like he's a freaking actor. He steps and then he diagnoses. Like, what did they do because they know I'm coming this way? Like, that's awesome.
It's what running backs are taught to do, especially in a zone scheme. It's what Josh Jacobs does really well. You're going to see it this year. He'll just do these little false steps. He'll sell the defender. He's hitting on one gap and then he'll hit the next one. Right. It's what you see with Edgerrin Cooper just on the defensive side of the ball because they're trying to read it out just like a running back is. Right. Here we go, a little toss left, early read. Look at the jump he's already getting, and watch the angle he takes on this toss here, right? It's that sideline. Look at him. Notice how he didn't get too aggressive, just got out wide enough. Right in the little kidney shot there.
Yeah, right in the kisser.
Love it.
Said it's going to be a long day, New Mexico.
That's right. Here we go. It looks to me like he's playing Will here. Again, you got your strong side of the formation. He's over here. It's going to make him the Will. He's going to bite but quickly recover, right? Watch him fill the block. And once again, watch him use the wingspan to make the play. So he's going to bite right there. See how he's out of position? Look how quick he gets back. Watch his eyes. I want you to key in on his eyes. So as soon as he gets – see how he's – okay, oh, crap, I bit. Watch where his head snaps. Let's read the receiver. Right? So now he knows this is a smoke screen. So the play action gets the backer to bite left, and then they're going with the smoke screen. Watch him. No chance. The wingspan, again, the leverage, right? He feels this. I'm telling you. He can feel this block coming up right here and watch him dip. He knows it's there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wingspan. Not everybody can bend like that either.
Oh.
55 was devastated too.
He thought he had it. He thought he had it.
All right, so right here, if he is playing Will, I think he is. Eyes on the ball. Watch the swat. Once again, the wingspan coming into play. Look at this. Little RPO action. Knock it down. Great read. Great read by the quarterback, right? Sell the run, right? See how close the backer is. Like, okay, yeah, we got the backers pulled up. Let's hammer this slant. Little looky. Nope. Bats it down. Wingspan. That's one thing.
Wingspan doesn't take his eye off the quarterback or the ball. Like heads up even when he's engaged in a block.
Right. And when you hear people too, like the people that hate draft season, they'll go, does arm length really matter that much? Yes. It does. Yes, it does. That's like saying, was Wilt Chamberlain good because he was tall? Yeah, I think it helped just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, here's a little Will fire. Halfback is no match right here. Okay. So again, he's playing weak side. Nobody over here. Watch him fire right here. He's just gonna, he's gonna eat right here. Look at this. Watch him jump the snap. Look how quick. That running back's like, oh crap. It's over. Love it. So you're seeing him in the Will, you're seeing him in the Mike, you're seeing him in a little bit, I think technically would have been Sam early. The majority of what I'm seeing is Mike. He is a gap destroyer. I kind of see him that way. Again, though, I think Quay can do that as well. Here's another cool look. If I remember correctly, let me get it up here. On the Will backside, watch his backside motor on a pin and pull, right? Watch this. They're going to pin and pull. And when we talk about pin and pull, this is what we mean. We say it a lot. We don't explain it. These guys are pinning, right? You're going to see them pin down, the offensive lineman, and then you're going to have another offensive lineman pull. That's why it's called pin and pull. And watch him fight through this, man. People watching the shows never watched it going, what in the world is why is Home Depot music playing? Hang around. It gets better.
The first time I heard it, I thought I was hearing my husband's like ringtone going on in the background. I'm like, why is my husband's phone going off? Like, hang on, where's that coming from?
So what's his backside pursuit, man? It's motor. It's all motor. Look at him. He should be out of the play, right? Watch him. Keep chasing, makes the play. So.
And at the same time, double, triple check to make sure that the quarterback didn't have the ball.
Exactly. You seen that too, didn't you? Because he kind of gives the quarterback a little chip like, hey, I'm kind of out of the play here. Let me make sure the quarterback didn't keep it. Yep. All right, we're good. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make this tackle. And you got to give Texas A&M credit too. Their front looked like they played pretty well in some of these clips. They're holding the point of attack pretty well. Most of the time it's with him in the middle of that defense, but nonetheless, they played really good. All right. Right here, I put Will question mark because, again, we don't know if it's a dime set, not knowing the personnel. But little zone read, great eyes right here. Watch him on this zone read. So there, with the zone read, again, it's, a read option, quarterback read option. The quarterback is putting the ball into the belly of the running back, and he's reading the edge, and that's going to determine whether he hands the ball off or keeps it and runs it himself, right? Watch him read. He's just patient, reading it with his eyes. Keeper, let's get out here. Again, look at the leverage. Look at the bounce step right here. They're trying to reach him. You can tell. Watch him. Take the edge. Great angle. Good tackle. That's just a solid read, and that's knowing exactly what you're trying to accomplish right here. Because, see, the end crashes. When the end crashes, the quarterback read it right. And I don't know if you guys can recognize what I'm talking about. It's a little bit further away on the view. He's reading this in. Ball in the belly, read the end. If the end crashes inside, quarterback, keep it. There's no way this guy's going to get washed out right here. It's a zone right run, essentially is what it turns into, right? Wrong. What's this? Bounce out. Patient but quick.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah.
And, I remember when we were doing the stream with Ryan, he kept being like, man, it seems like, or one of us commented like, man, every single one of these quote-unquote highlights, but anytime you watch him, it seems like he's making the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Well, then you look on, the dude had like 50 stops or whatever.
Right.
And like 54 tackles. So,
yep.
What?
And is that just in this last season? Is that just in the 2023 where he was able to make him behind the line of scrimmage like that?
I don't even want to say for sure. I think there's got to be a little bit of discrepancy there, but I mean, just even if it's somewhat close, this guy is an absolute. He like Clinton said, he could not basically play better this year. He's a freak.
Yeah. What's great too is like in this clip here, he takes a wrong step, but he's got the athleticism to recover. Right? It's kind of like Ryan was talking about in his pod with some of the guys. Was it him? No, maybe it was Brian Bulaga and Jason Wilde maybe talking about on their podcast. Was talking about how Eric Stokes, his rookie year, graded out pretty good. There was times that he could recover from making a mistake. Now, he still made a mistake, but having the athleticism to recover, we'll see if Stokes still has that after the injury, right? But in this case right here, he takes a wrong step on the read option. So this is once again going to be a read option. Ball in the belly, read the end, whether you keep it or not, right? And watch him take the wrong step but still have the athleticism to recover. Watch right here. See? Look, he's out of the play, right? Wrong. Watch this. Keep fighting. Sniff it out.
Ooh.
So it's just this really, really nice combination of lateral agility, quickness, but also patience. He never panics. Even when he makes the wrong decision, he doesn't panic. That's what I'm noticing. RPO smoke right here. Patience, shoots the shot here. So with a smoke route, this is really cool. Smoke route, basically, this receiver is going to kind of step up and then jump back, right? And he's going to settle in. That's a smoke route. And you're going to get a lead block out here, okay? So watch him throw the smoke, right? Patient. All right. Now he knows where the leverage is right here. He knows I've got to cover inside right here. You got the leverage outside. You got the safety coming up to help. Watch him get in here and cook. Boom. Just sniffed out the smoke. Perfect. All right, we're getting close here, guys. We're going to do it. We're not going an hour and 10. All right, here we go. A-gap mug, a little sugar spy once again, right? Mugging the A-gap. You see it, Tim? We talked about it. He's occupying the center without even blitzing, right? He's got to honor the fact that he made blitz here. And he's going to turn it into a spy. Watch, little sugar jab step. Look at the center. Center didn't help anybody, right? You took the center out of the play and spy on the quarterback. And look, there's another perfect example. Wrong step, right?
Yep.
Looks like he's out of the play. But that athleticism, man, coming in, bang.
Not only his athleticism, but like his mindset. Like he just plays with the confidence of somebody who like knows they are going to impact it. It's not like a wait and see. He's like, no, I am going to do this. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's the difference between the 2022 and the 2023 tape is that confidence that you're talking about. Here we go again. A-gap mug, sugar spy once again. Getting up there in the A-gap. Watch him. Going to occupy a guy. See the guard freeze, right? Spy. It's over. That quarterback's like, where the heck did he come from, man?
The entire pocket collapsed, and he would have had all day if Edgerrin Cooper didn't do anything about that.
See him get his hands up, too, there, like as he's rushing.
Yeah.
Like he's prepared to bat that ball down.
Oh, here we go. Little goal line, zone read, right? Gap sound. Watch him finish right here. Zone read, we talked about. Watch the quarterback. He's going to read him. So he's reading Edgerrin Cooper right now. See the quarterback looking at him? Ball in the belly. Still makes the tackle.
Wow. And if the QB would have kept it, he would have made that tackle too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, his athleticism allows him to play patient. Like right here, he's actually the quarterback did the right thing. Ball in the belly. If they stand straight up, you hand it to the running back. If they crash, you keep it, right? So he covered both of them.
Clayton, do you think that he'd be a good example of how the ST score would actually be? He seems like the type of person where he sees three different things coming at him, but he can pick out, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not an IQ thing. He's a cause and react. He's lightning quick speed and reflexes, cat-like speed and reflexes.
In pretty much every sport too, even baseball, like you're playing middle infield, you got to have it. Basketball, you got to have it a ton. I'm sure I'm not a basketball expert by no stretch of the imagination, but peripheral vision is so important with team sports. So important. Yeah. Emilio, you could probably attest to that with lacrosse, right? Playing at the college level. You got to have peripheral, right?
Yeah. Oh, you have to know what's going on around you. You got to be able to slide. You got to know where the ball is, everything. And in football, same exact thing. There's 53.5 yards sideways that you got to cover. And being that, that athletic Mike or Will, whatever, the team's counting on him.
Yeah,
and it's even more difficult when you're wearing a helmet too. About sports where you're playing a helmet, you lose about 40% of that peripheral vision.
Exactly. Inside run here. Watch how quick he fills the gap and then finishes. Look at this. See him hop up in here, kind of that start-stop.
Hates the block. Like, how does he do it every time?
Yeah. Just patient, man. Again, that first step is everything. Watch him. No hesitation. In the gap. Let's sift it out here. Bang.
And you're talking momentum. That running back is the one with the head of steam. He's the one coming downhill.
You got a 5-yard burst on him. And watch him get knocked to the side.
Cooper keeps coming from almost a chop or a stop, where his feet are chopping, and he can push him back.
Still, I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Hard hitter, man. Hard hitter. All right, I think we got one more here, one or two more, and we're done, fellas. We did it. I can't believe it. We started off so slow.
Good term from Coach Hen. Spatial awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a great. That's
right,
it.
Here's another start, stop, shoot. Watch this right here, man. Right here would technically be. This looks like he's playing mock here. Yeah, strong left. Is that what you're seeing, Emilio? Looks like strong left here.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're going strong left. So he would be the mock and a nickel set. Now keep in mind, there's a lot of bodies up here. That's kind of a jam front.
It's a heavy 12. Looks like 2 tight end.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is kind of a. Yeah. So it's strong left. So he is kind of playing mock here. Watch this. Start, stop, shoot.
Jeez. Look at
it's so odd. We're not used to seeing it, are we, Jacob?
No, and it's just like, again, he's so smart. I'll just not get blocked here. Not get blocked here. Oh, there's the gap. Shoot.
74 too. 74 is like, what the hell am I?
Why are you? Yeah. Where'd you go?
And there's a want to that. Look at the other backer. Look at the other backer. He wants to be in the line of scrimmage. He wants to be in the heat.
That's true, man. That's a great point. That backer there felt like our backers last year.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
That's what we seen last year. Here's hopefully what we see this year with Jeff Hafley.
Slow motion.
Bang.
Mm-hmm.
Wingspan again.
Yeah, the other backer still was on the block. He's over here clapping. All right, great tackle, Edgerrin. Great job. You're keeping the team alive, man. Like, come on now.
To that point, could I ask you a question quick, or should I say that could Coach Len, which I thought was a great question, I started a while ago. He said, do you think we will fool opponents because they won't be able to identify if Cooper or Quay is the Mike or the Will? I feel like we could mess with the O-line when they give a call.
Absolutely, because everything with protection set off the mock. You'll hear it on the TV cast. How many times you hear it? 52 is the mock, 54 is the mock, right? They're setting the protection. If they don't – now, what they're saying is that's the impact zone. That's the center of the rush. Let's try to line it up to where, okay, basically, not only are they trying to identify, okay, who's actually blitzing here, the protection set, but it's also a way for the quarterback to identify who am I responsible for, who's a free rusher. So I think there's a lot to that, yeah. You basically – I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, you're not going to find a player that's more closely built to the way Quay Walker's built than what we're seeing in Edgerrin Cooper. They look like identical twins on the field. Like, they're both extremely athletic, tall, great wingspan. I mean, got that great first step. That's just the way it seems anyway. So, and
let me ask you a question, Clayton. Are you going to want Edgerrin to be able to play that fast and free like he was in college, or do we want to put the green dot on him? He has to learn a brand new defense just coming into the NFL as a rookie? What's that take?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, as soon as we said we were switching to a 4-3, a good chunk of people were like, finally, Quay can play will and just play free. And it's like, okay, who's wearing the dot? Who's going to be that gap destroyer, right? So, yeah, if it were me, I would rather the rookie play more will. But what I was trying to accomplish here, hopefully we did, was to show you how interchangeable the will and the mock are in these nickel defenses, right? At any point. And the offense, it's the way football's always been since the beginning of time. The offense is always going to dictate how the play is played, right? And you've got to kind of play off of that and identify your strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, for me, I would rather Quay be wearing the green dot. It's the same thing they did for Quay his rookie year, right? And I feel like he had a better rookie year than he did a sophomore season. They put the green dot on him last year, and it does kind of slow you down a bit. You're the one making the calls, right? You're the one, what am I trying to say? Communicating the front, communicating the defense, knowing where your checks are. All those things. So yeah, I really believe that way. Let's see right here what Coach Lynn said. He said Louis Riddick, which I have a great respect for on ESPN, if he's still with ESPN, I believe, said Cooper will have a Fred Warner effect on our defense. Could you imagine And listen, Fred Warner is just an absolute stud. The best Michael linebacker in the NFL right now. I think we would all agree. If he is 3/4 of the player that Fred Warner is, our linebacker room just got a hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. So, yeah. Yeah, I like this too, Coach Wayne. I want Xavier McKinney to have the green dot. That's just me. It's the way it's been explained to me, Coach, and you've played more football, coached more football than me, obviously. It seems like the middle linebacker is the key spot because it's easier for them to communicate both lines, right? You can communicate with the defensive line, you can communicate with the safeties. But I'm with you. If you put the green dot on Xavier McKinney, that's your Wally veteran, right? That's your leader of the defense. You know, some would say Jair is, but Jair playing corner, obviously you're not going to wear it out there. But,
I mean, ideally, it has to be the center of the field. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Coach. I would love that too. But you know, you had those last second adjustments that if Quay sees something, even Edgerrin, go up there, tap him on the butt, you know, slide over a gap. Like, I see this, you know, coming. So that's the only thing with that middle there.
Absolutely. Greg Rice in the chat said, why is a 3-4 a 2-gap D and a 4-3 a 1-gap? The way the 34 was designed, and it was actually, if I remember correctly, it was created by John Madden back in the 70s. Now, the 4-3 was created in the 50s and 60s by Tom Landry, right? So he was the father of the 4-3 defense. Then John Madden came on the scene, and he added in the 34 front. Now, back then, the players were a little bit smaller than they are today, but essentially the way the 34 front is you kind of show a lot of jam look, which basically means you're covering the guards and you've got a nose tackle over the center. So you're forcing isolation blocks across the entire line. Now, when you go with the 34 front and your 3-down linemen need to be over 300 pounds, they're in control of 2 gaps. It's engage, and now you can slide gap to gap. It's theoretically supposed to free the linebackers up to play faster. I think it had a little bit negative approach because the league has caught on to it, right? And the problem with doing that is you take like Kenny Clark, one of your highest paid defensive players, and you're basically telling him, we don't want you to be aggressive. You just engage and slide straight side to side. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go to a 4-3 look, you're going to have more 1 gap. And the reason I say more, it doesn't mean it's always going to be this way with a 34. Like, for instance, last year with the 34, you guys remember after the Pittsburgh game, Coach LaFleur talked about this. People were complaining about the run fit and everything, right? One of the players made a comment after the game that they couldn't get to their spot. They couldn't play 2-gap, right? Or they couldn't play the run out of the shell coverage. And Matt LaFleur cut the media member off. If you'll remember, he cut him off and said, we were playing 1 gap. Pittsburgh had no problem coming out of shell. They showed shell the whole game. They had no problem coming out of shell coverage and filling their gaps. Essentially what LaFleur was saying to the team is stop making excuses, because he also mentioned, too, that even though you're playing a 34 front, typically 1 back equals 1 gap. When you go to 2 backs, it's 2 gap in a 34 front. So there was many times, even though they were playing a 34 front, that they were playing 1 gap. It's just no one wanted to hear it because it was Fire Joe Barry season. There's no way the players could have been wrong. It was all Joe Barry. And I hope that's true. I hope this year they come out and just absolutely dominate. But that's the way the 34 is designed to work, is you've got bigger defensive linemen to occupy 2 gaps to free up the ability for the linebackers to make plays on the running game. Now, what I like to do is hear what offensive linemen think, because that's where you get to the real meat and taters, right? Like when you ask them which type of defense, sorry for the redneck language, that's when you get to the important aspects of the game. Is what do former offensive linemen think? Would they rather face a 34 or a 43? I heard Towser say it. I think I heard Wall say it too, that he felt like there's more of an advantage against a 4-3 when you're running the ball than a 34, because a 34, they've got those wide 9s out there, and it's really hard to get the stretch and the power game going. You guys remember the biggest play in the Super Bowl that the Packers beat the Steelers on defense? What was it? Clay Matthews causing the fumble, right? Mm-hmm. How did that work?
It is time.
34
front. Spill it.
34 front. And what he basically told Pickett when he said spill it was, hey, forget the 2 gap, kick inside. They're running at me. I'm going to spill you spill it, basically spill it inside, cut off the power, and I'll come in and crack the running back. Like he read that.
And obviously we're going to walk up that will. If we're in the base 4-3, we're going to walk up that will a lot. What would be cool to see is if we can keep them, more in a stack sense and have 4 down and still kind of hold them on the line instead of having 5 on the line all the time like we've had in the 3-4, bringing up the edges and everything.
Yeah, and I feel like the popular thing that's going on right now with these 4-3 defenses and the Pete Carroll tree and the three teams that you can go watch, if you guys want to get a broader perspective of how they're playing these defenses, go watch the Jets, go watch the Niners, and go watch Houston. Obviously, D'Amico Ryans coming up through that defense when Saleh was there. He went on to be the defense coordinator. Now he's the head coach with Houston. I know some people refuse to believe that if a defensive coach gets a head coaching job, that it's no longer his defense. That cracks me up. How convenient ignorance pisses me off. Let me just pretend like I don't know what's going on so I can try to prove my point. That drives me insane. But you watch those three defenses, which what I'm seeing, and you guys may see something different. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like 5-man fronts. They like to bring a 4-man pressure. And when they are in the base, which is very rare, like 20, 25% of the time, they're just playing traditional stack backers. So that traditional Sam is kind of gone, right? It's more of just a 3-stack backer, but the majority of the time being in the nickel with the, like I said, with the mock and the wheel. And that's why when you go to PFF and you look at analytics and you got snap counts and where they lined up, you will hardly ever see Sam, right? It'll be defensive end, it'll be mock, or it'll be will, right? You'll see some linebackers will be like, okay, you played defensive end. That's technically would have been the Sam, but nobody even refers to the Sam anymore because that was a big thing in the 90s. But, yeah, you got it. Randy Cleaver said, get pressure with 4 is key. It's absolutely huge, man. Leave more on the backside and be able to get pressure. And teams like the 49ers do that really well, right? Because you got Bosa up front. You got those dogs up front. I'm eager to see what Kenny Clark does. I really am. And, yeah. Let's see here. A-Fam. When's Clayton getting a Jordan Morgan jersey back there? I'm really picky about the jerseys. I don't know how you guys are, but I'm very, very picky about jerseys. I would much rather have a classic Hall of Famer. Like the Nick Collins one was easy. Like that's his legacy in Green Bay cemented in stone, right? The Van Ness, I got really excited about that one because I think he is going to be an absolute dog. But, of course, Jaden Reed, we locked it in because he was the leading receiver last year. But most of the jerseys I've got, you've seen them, Emilio. We got jerseys all up and down the walls here.
Yep.
Did you get to see the what was it, the 67 one where it says Super Bowl champs?
Oh yeah. Okay, yep, I remember that one.
For 67, it says Super Bowl champs, and it's everybody from that 1967 Super Bowl team. Not everybody, but a good chunk of them signed it. It's a really nice.
I needed to, honestly, next time I'm there, I'm going to actually stare at them a lot longer. I was just sitting at the camera the whole time, and I was like, man, I should have taken some of those in. I did.
You're staring at your plate the whole time.
Dude, I was.
Bro, we ate so much food.
I know, I can hear it.
What's that?
I said, I know we could all hear it. All we could hear is,
all right.
Charlie said, just nom.
Yes, we ate so many cannolis, dude. Oh, my God. How many we end up eating? Like 10?
I had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You probably had, I don't know, 2, maybe 3. We killed at least 6 to 8 cannolis, no problem.
About 300 to 400 calories in each one.
Yeah, that was after like 3 to 6 pieces of pizza.
Yeah, we threw it down. I was hurting for several days. But anything else, guys? Hour 11-minute mark. Tim, you got anything, bud?
No.
Just to add to the stop thing earlier, I pulled it up on PFF. It says a stop constitutes a win for defense or conservatively a loss for the offense. PFF describes a stop further as an offensive gain on first down that is kept to less than 40% of the line to gain, less than 50% of the line to gain on second down, and any third or fourth down play kept without a first down or touchdown. So if that carries over, not just for, big offense, defense, to Edgerrin, man, that's exciting that the dude keeps him to less than half basically the entire time or stops him on third and fourth down. He's a dog.
Definitely. Jake Shavink said every season is cannoli season. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for Jacob to try one for the first time in his entire life.
Never going to happen now. It's going to just fight you.
Greg Rice just asked, what do you guys think? Should we do a mock draft real quick for next year?
What up?
I ain't doing it, man. I'm so mocked out. Oh, God. Charlie, you got anything before we go?
I have a question, and it might not be a quick one, so if it can't be answered tonight, that's okay. Maybe in a different Chalk Talk, and I'm blanking on the phrase now of what the term is, but it's something about either how Edgerrin Cooper sidestepped quickly to like cut off the angle or a lane or something. It was some like a math word, and I was trying to remember what it is. And I'd like to know like what those actually are. Like if you could draw those out so you could see how it impacts the shape of the play, because that's something I'm just having a hard time understanding.
You talking about when we were talking about him using leverage, using body angles? Is that what you're talking about, or no?
Well, I understood the inside and outside leverage, and now I should have written it down. Of course, I was like doing dishes or something, so it's like, oh, I have to remember to ask that. Yeah. Now yeah. I don't remember what the word, but it was something about like I think restricting the amount of space. Obviously, as you shift over, you do that, but it was specific, and I'm sorry I can't remember the word. Sorry. But I'll go back and watch it again. It was great. It was awesome. I'm super pumped for this season.
It's always fun to dive into these. Last year we did it with the upcoming rookies. It was an absolute blast. So next we'll do Javon Bullard. We'll probably wait a couple of days to do that. We've got a poll question that we put out for the PTA posse over on Patreon, and we'll kind of hit on that tomorrow for sure. We got some other stuff we can hit into. We got mini camp coming up this weekend. Going to be awesome. So if you guys would, I know we got a bunch of people in here. Click like, share, all that good stuff for us. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to sub to the channel. And like I said, hit like on the video. That'll help boost the algorithm, help other Packer fans find this channel and find this content. Well, we appreciate y'all. Go ahead, Jacob. What you got?
I want to just say one thing, and I want to put this out here. You guys bookmark this. The Packers are going to have a top 5 defense next year total. Now, here's why, real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Jeff Hafley is taking over this defense. Keep that going, please. And it's getting me excited. All we're doing right now is we're solidifying this defense with guys that are not sit around, let's wait and see what happens. We're getting killers, missiles, human missiles that are flying around like B-52 bombers that have no other mission than to just hit stick and to make stops in a big girl's number. So what I'm saying is that these dudes are going to be flying on all cylinders, all right? There's no stopping, and if you can do it, we'll help. I'm just saying, the Packers are coming to fly, and really, like honestly though, we have a new group in this town, and I think the young team that we have is going to get even younger and more invigorated by guys that are throwing their bodies around. Old guys like Nixon, Jair, and maybe Stokes that think that, hey, maybe my job's safe. They're not going to be safe when you see young dudes that are literally flying around like they got shot out of a cannon, just hit sticking dudes. Let's go. Come on.
That's it. That's it. We're in it. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Tim, hit it for me.
Those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go Pack, go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.